The man is a great talent. Why not utilize him more? At the end of the season, I'm going to say yes, fire him. Matt Eberflus needs to be out the door. Is sharing your relationship online good or bad? Yo, welcome back to Heartbeat Arena episode 54, where we keep it 100% all facts, no cap. It's your host, Trillionaire Chuck. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears losing to the Minnesota Vikings. We got Dame Dash breaks the silence on the Rockefeller breakup. Canelo Alvarez saying he will fight Jake Paul, y'all. Last, we have the best segment at the end, relationship talk. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Why? Because we keep it raw, and every episode is packed with the kind of truth that'll make you rethink everything. So let's get into it. Chicago Bears lose to the Minnesota Vikings this Sunday. The Chicago Bears were in action this Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. The score was Vikings 30, the Bears 27. This game was a roller coaster with Justin Jefferson coming alive at the end. The Bears mounting a comeback at the game. However, it went to overtime, and with the field goal, the Vikings ended up winning the game. Let's go over the stats real quick though. All right, so for the Vikings, we have Sam Darnold. He was 22 for 34, completion percentage of 64.7. Total yards passed at 330. Yards per attempt, 9.7. He had 2 touchdowns. He had a QBR rating of 82.6. Currently, Sam Darnold, believe it or not, is 4th in the NFL in touchdowns and currently 9th in the NFL in total pass yards for 2,717. Now we got Aaron Jones. He had 22 carries, total yards rushing 106, average yards per rush 4.8. He had 1 touchdown. He had 3 receptions, total yards of receptions 23, average yards reception 7.7. He had 1 fumble. He is currently in the NFL in carries as a running back. He's 9th, okay? Did I say that right? I mean, Aaron Jones currently 9th in the NFL in carries as a running back, and he's currently 8th in the NFL in total yards rushing, right? Then we got Justin Jefferson, right? He had 2 receptions, total yards receiving 27, total targets 5, average yards per reception 13.5. He had 1 first down. Currently, Justin Jefferson is 9th in the NFL in receiving yards as a receiver with 61. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in total receiving yards, which is 939. Now, TJ Hawkinson was the man in this game, y'all. Let me tell you what this brother did. He had 7 receptions, total targets 9, total yards receiving 114, average yards per reception 60.3. He had 4 first downs. I mean, the brother balled out. He balled out. He did his thing. I'm not no hater. I can't hate. Can't hate on that, right? You know, and just to let y'all know, TJ Hawkinson, that's a tight end that did that. Y'all. So let's talk about these Bears. So we had Caleb Williams. He was 32 for 47 with a completion percentage of 68.1. Total yards passing, 340. Average yards per attempt, 7.2. He had 2 touchdowns. He had a QBR rating of 77.4. Had 6 carries. Total yards rushing, 33. I mean, finally, Caleb actually used his legs to get out of the jam instead of stay and looking downfield. Because you got to remember, if it's not there, if the play ain't there, hey, use your legs. Use your legs. I'm serious. Use your legs. Make a play. I think Caleb did good this game. You know, he did really good. But let's go on. So we had DeAndre Swift. He had 13 carries, total yards rushing 30, average yards per rush 2.3. He had 3 receptions, total yards receiving 35, average yards per reception 11.7. Then we had DJ Moore, right? He had 7 receptions. He had, total targets 7. Total yards receiving 106. Okay. Average yards per reception, 15.1. He had 1 touchdown. He had 4 first downs. He had 1 carry. Total yards for carry, 13. Then we have my boy Keenan Allen in action, right? Keenan Allen had 9 receiving. Total targets, 15. Total yards reception, 86. Average yards per reception, 9.6. He had 1 touchdown. He had 4 first downs, and he had 1 fumble. It's okay, Keenan. I mean, we know you don't fumble the ball often. We know you pretty much hold on tight to it. Okay, so I'm not gonna say nothing bad about that, but we need every possession. Okay, Lord knows we need every possession. Finally, someone else that got utilized in this game, Cole Kmet. Okay, he has 7 receptions, total targets 10, total yards receiving 64, average yards reception 9.1, and he had 2 first downs. I mean, gosh, man. I wish they use Cole Kmet more. I'm just serious. The man is a great talent. Why not utilize him more? Utilize him more in the offense. Okay. But let's move along with it. So here's the question. Is it time to fire the head coach of the Chicago Bears? I mean, well, at the end of the season, I'm gonna say yes, fire him. Matt Eberflus needs to be out the door. Okay. He don't need to go past go. Fuck. Don't collect $200. Matt Eberflus is trash. Okay? This team was built to go to the playoffs. We know we're in a tough conference. We bring in this rookie, Caleb Williams, with no one to teach him, right? I mean, man, Caleb did break the franchise record for the most passing yards by a rookie quarterback with 2,356 yards. I mean, come on now. Man, yeah, so I say after this season, Matt Eberflus needs to be out the door. He need to be out the door. And bring in a head coach that caters to Caleb Williams' style of play. Okay? Continue to build the line, go after a center, okay? And maybe in 2025, fall of 2025, 2026, we could be talking about us going to the playoffs, okay? But before we continue, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
Are you ready to take on the ultimate basketball challenge? Our Shift Squad women's basketball shorts are designed to help you dominate the court in style and comfort. With functional pockets and a unique design, these shorts are the perfect addition to your basketball gear. Get your hands on these amazing shorts for just $33 and take on the challenge with Shift Squad.
Okay, we're back. Now, this is an interesting topic, right? I've been fighting people about this all year long. It's the whole Dame Dash, Jay-Z, Rockefeller breakup. Who's at fault? And I kept telling them, I said, it's not Jay's fault, okay? Jay-Z wanted Rockefeller, right? He wanted it. But everybody want to say Jay-Z backdoor Dame. He threw Dame under the bus. He did Dame wrong. Well, a little brief history. If those that don't know the beef of what happened, basically, remember, it started off with Jay-Z, Kareem Biggs, and Dame Dash, right? It started with them three. Remember, Reasonable Doubt, they didn't have nobody. That was their money they put together. They're supposed to split the profit 3 ways, right? When they finally got on, okay, Biggs was doing his thing kind of like on the silent side. He wasn't really doing much. When I mean doing much, he wasn't causing a problem. But Dame was the one causing problems because Dame was a hothead. Dame was always into it with Leon Core and all them, right? Talking about him, everything of that nature, and that didn't sit right with Jay-Z. Dame Dash had ownership of Jay-Z's rights to his music and his name, okay? Jay-Z wanted to just do an album, and then that'd be it, right? But he kept on going. Now, for those that know, Biggie was finna break away from Puffy, right? Biggie was gonna do his own thing. He had his own deal going on, right? He was going to bring along Cameron, Mace, Lil' Kim, I think Charlie Baltimore, Jay-Z, and the whole Junior Mafia clique, right? Under this new deal, they were going to rechange their names, and they was going to be called The Commission, okay? Now, if you remember, Jay-Z was calling himself in his sophomore album, In My Lifetime Volume 1, right? When he made that song, Who You With, and he said, reminiscing of nothing you ever heard, Iceberg, Slim Baby Ride Rims through the suburbs. He was talking about himself. That's what Jay-Z was going to be called, Iceberg Slim, right? Biggie was going to be called Frank White. Okay, so when Biggie died, Jay couldn't break away from Dame. He was stuck with him, right? Now, Leon Core and them, and I'm not trying to get too deep into it because it's a very, very long story. Okay, I suggest y'all do your research. Okay, but long story short, the whole Def Jam tour is kind of where it started, right? And you saw it, because Leon Core delayed the money to pay Jay-Z and Dame when they paid for the tour, right? Dame was supposed to be handling the business. Jay's like, where's the money? Leon Core made it look like Dame Dash was not handling business, okay? So eventually, he was driving the wedge between them. Like, they would always fight and then become friends. Fight and become friends. Until one day, Leon Core presented Jay-Z an offer saying, hey, I give you Rockefeller, without Dame, right? Jay-Z said no at first. He said, no, the only way I'm going to take hold of Rockefeller is if I have Dame with me. So now you hear Dame talk about, no, Jay didn't want Biggs in the mix anymore, right? It's funny how he's the only one that says that. Like, no one else says that. He's the only one that says that. So now Dame continues to do his rant, Jay's out of town, right? Leon Core flies him out of town on vacation or whatever, right? And that's when Dame decides to put Cameron as vice president. Jay comes back and hears about it. He didn't like that move because as a business partner, you got to consult things with Jay. Jay don't like being out of the loop of anything, right? Now you go into the Black Album, right? That tour he went on, and then at Madison Square Garden, Memphis Bleak said it on Drink Champs. He said that Jay said the scissors was coming, meaning people was going to get, cut, right? Dame said that's how he wanted all the artists to go out. Like Cameron, like Jewels, like Jimmy, like Chris and Meave, Beanie Siegel, Freeway, and the list goes on. And, Memphis Bleak was like, bro, we not like Jay-Z. We not big like him. Dame gets mad, says, man, I give you your walking papers. Memphis Bleak like, wait a minute, hold on, dog. You can't get rid of me. I came in with Jay. You don't run nothing. Jay found out about that issue. That was it. Okay, that's just a little bit of back history. It's more to that, right? But let's talk about what happened. So, sources from nypost.com, right? By George Roberts and Jorge Fitzgibbon, right? This article was published November 19th of 2024, right? So this is what happened. They called Dame Dash a tax deadbeat, broke his silence over New York. State's decision to buy his share of Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records at an auction. Remember, Jay-Z does not have full ownership of Reasonable Doubt, and that's all Jay-Z really wanted. He wanted the album he made, right? When he was still doing what he was doing, when he was still out in the streets. That was the most album that meant the most to him. And Dame was not letting him have full ownership of it. He was trying to turn it into an NFT. Jay was not having that. He blocked it. So basically, Harlem Native, Dame owes the Empire State $8.7 million in back taxes, right? And man, you talking about, he was on this podcast and just talking about everything that happened and stuff. And I think people really don't understand that from that third of Jay-Z's debut album, Reasonable Doubt, for the last over 10, 15 years, Dame was not receiving royalties, right? And, he's kind of upset about that. Now, here's where it gets tricky. So Dame said he found some money that they didn't tell him about, and he said he took the money. Well, you took the money. He said because he knew that he would never get paid. And the intention was that, he was not gonna get paid. That was Dame's intention. That's why he took the money. He's like, man, I ain't finna get paid, so he took the money. And now you gotta think about it. On Friday, anonymous state rep plucked down $1 million for the 1/3 share that Dame held in the record label that once produced hits like Hard Knock Life and 99 Problems, the top bid. And you had two other bidders that offered $250,000 and $223,000. Now, what do I mean by that? Anonymous state rep on Friday plunked down $1 million, right, for 1/3 of the share. So it's kind of like Jay was basically trying to. Before that, though, Jay was trying to. Dame did want to be bought out. They bought him out. Rockefeller and all that stuff. But, Jay was trying to give him, I think, 2.3 mil, I want to say, and Dave turned it down. He thought it was going to be worth way more, right? So now this auction comes. He thinks he's probably going to get like 10, 20 mil. Now you're only getting like 250,000, 223,000, right? And officials in Albany reportedly plan to flip the shares to help him pay off, Dame's tax debt, But think about it, though. He also had to, the New York had to recoup another $193,000 that Dame owed in unpaid child support. He talked about this because he's like, man, I'm paying child support because I'm being charged at a rate that I once was making. I'm not making no more, right? So, man. And when Jay-Z had interviewed before the auction, filing the claim in August, asking that full ownership of Reasonable Doubt, one of Rockefeller's top holdings, will revert to him in 2031, right? Then it was an email to the Post. And, he had a rep from Roc Nation, Jay-Z's entertainment company, right? Of course, he was granted the request. So in 2031, Jay-Z will have full ownership of Reasonable Doubt. But now on Tuesday, Dame claims over the auction, he didn't want people to think of his career as coming out here and, doing this podcast that he was on, and to have to deal with everything and the misconceptions and people trying to fuck with his reputation, right? This is Dame saying all this stuff. And he's saying he don't have a team of lawyers to speak to him all day. Well, Jay does. I mean, you're mad because he has the money? I mean, if you would have just played your part and chilled out and not try to be in the videos and not try to cause drama and chaos amongst other major players, then you wouldn't have been in this situation, Dame, right? Now he's saying like this. Now Dame's like, I just come outside when I got to protect my work and people be lying, and again, just bugs him out. What they lying about? Everybody said the same thing. Everybody said the same thing. Everybody says you're a hothead. Everybody was saying that, man, you was messing with people that made major, that can make major players in the rap industry. You took this money, right? See, this is where it gets deep, y'all. This is where it gets deep because he took the money he found, right? He wanted to start a black distribution company. It was him, it was Suge, it was Irv Gotti, it was Master P. I think it was Jay Prince that was there too. So Def, Jermaine Dupri was there, right? They wanted to do an all-black distribution company, which did not go through. And Dame tried to do it behind Jay-Z's back, right? And some people try to say, oh, well, Jay-Z went and told the feds. No, he didn't. How could he? That happened around the time I think Blueprint 2 was coming out. So Blueprint 2 is coming out, but Jay-Z's supposed to be in Philly helping the Philly rappers, right? How you gonna tell them to go try to talk to the feds? Because they tried to say, oh, the minute that was going down, that's when Irv Gotti got pinched or whatever, for the Supreme thing. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. But let them tell it, right? So now let's see here. What else happened? So the auction, now the auction is over, but the work is not complete. This is the lawyer, Chris Brown, who represents two people allegedly owed money by Dame Dash. And he said that last week's sale, Mr. Dash, his legacy is now New York State property. Man, what? That's Dame Dash legacy is now New York State's property. And he's saying he will work with the New York State and New York City as the next phase of ownership of the shares. So basically, he just said now Dame is like he just wants to put the whole thing behind him, right? And he's saying he's just now fighting for his independent freedom, right? And he said it's a fight that nobody feels like dealing with. You know, when you're building new things, he said, fighting, you have to focus or else you're going to lose, right? He's also saying that when you're doing 20 different things and paying for 20 different things, you don't really feel like focusing on your past all day. And that's when he said, you know, the state's $1 million bid on his Rockefeller shares was really what it was worth. He thought that's what he was going to get. And what this really taught him was that in the world, homie isn't as big as the trade. And then Dan goes on and says, I thought more people would be interested in buying it because of the art value of it. He said, and that's what he was trying to sell, was the art value of Reasonable Doubt. But no. You should have just took, when Jay was trying to just make things right, you should have took it. But you thought you was going to get more, you know, by selling, you know, your shares of Reasonable Doubt. You thought you was going to get more. And no, you got a couple thousands. But you owe so much in tax debt and child support, you pretty much walked away with nothing, dog. Sad. What once was a dynasty crumbled. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
What I ordered versus what I got. I absolutely love this dress. As you can see, the photos online don't do it justice. The dress is made of a comfortable polyester spandex fabric that's perfect for any occasion. It's elegant yet versatile, and the flattering cut is perfect for my body type. I can't wait to wear it to my next event. And best of all, it's only $37.50.
Hey, we're back. So, before we get into the last segment of our show, we got to go over the Canelo Alvarez Jake Paul fight. So, basically, they didn't really much talk about. You know, Jake Paul been running his mouth calling out Canelo for the longest. Now, Canelo says when he's done with his boxing career, he may fight Jake Paul. That's all he said. When he's done with his boxing career, then he may fight Jake Paul. Now, sources from Talksport.com, okay? Now that we got that out the way, let's get into the final segment of the show, Relationship Talk. We're back. So, here's an interesting question. Is sharing your relationship online good or bad? What are the pros? What are the cons? So, let's get into it. So, you got sources from Psychology Today. That's www.psychologytoday.com. We're going to go over the pros and the cons of sharing your relationship online. Here go the pros. So, we got 6 of them, okay? One is celebrating milestones. Sharing important moments like anniversaries, vacations, engagements, or birthdays allows couples to celebrate their milestone with their wider circle of friends and followers. It can feel rewarding to acknowledge special moments publicly. All right? Y'all know I gotta have my hand watered. Okay. Second, strengthening the relationship. Publicly acknowledging your partner through social media can serve as a form of validation, right? And affection. It may help reinforce emotional bonds as it shows pride in your partner and the relationship, okay? Next, building a support network. By sharing your relationship online, you can connect with others who are in similar situations, okay? Or those who offer advice, like myself, and encouragement, you know? The support from friends, family, and online communities can provide reassurance during tough times, okay? Creating shared memories, posting photos, stories, and videos on social media helps build a digital memory bank that both partners can look back on. These memories shared publicly create a timeline of the relationship that holds sentimental value. Okay. Next, you got promoting transparency. Being open about your relationship can promote honesty and transparency, as it might encourage both parties to communicate more openly with each other. It can help prevent misunderstandings or secrets from building up. Then, last but not least, you got inspiring others. Couples who share their relationship journey online can serve as role models or sources of inspiration for others. Positive, supportive relationships can encourage others to foster similar bonds in their own lives. Okay. Now, I feel as though with the pros, creating shared memories, okay, cool, but you could do that, just taking pictures and keeping them on your phone. You ain't got to share with the world. I like the fact that they brought up building a support network because, it's always good to be with a supporting network when you're going through tough times in a relationship because everybody goes through them. There is no 100% is just peaches and cream. If you think that is, you're sadly mistaken. Okay, people I talk to always tell me it is always tough. It takes understanding. It takes communication. Remember, I told you, communication can make a relationship and it can break a relationship. Okay, I like the fact they said inspiring others because it does inspire others that want to be in a relationship. It do. So inspiration, it provides that when you share, your spouse or whom you're dating online. Why hide them? Unless you got other dips. Now, if you got other dips, then hey, Trina and Chuck can't help you with that one. I can't. Okay. But let's talk about the cons of this, y'all. So, privacy invasion. Okay. The more you share online, the less private your relationship becomes. Everybody in your business now. It can be challenging to maintain boundaries, right? And sensitive moments or conflicts might be exposed to a wider audience. This can create tension if one partner feels uncomfortable with the public sharing, right? Now, two, you got pressure to maintain appearances putting on the front. This is often pressure to showcase a perfect relationship online. You see, we just talked about this. I told you, every relationships are not peaches and cream. It requires work, right? But this may not reflect the reality of day-to-day life, right? This curated image can lead to disappointment or self-doubt if the reality doesn't live up to what's posted on social media. That is true. That is true, right? It was people that used to look at me and my ex and be like, dang, they got it good. They got it good. Like, they don't know. Behind closed doors, me and her used to bump heads. Me and her used to not speak for a couple days, right? Always remember, just you might see them all hugged up, peachy glory. You don't know what's going on behind that door, okay? You never know. Now let's move along. Jealousy and insecurity. Constantly sharing intimate moments might spark jealousy or insecurity, either from outsiders, mostly outsiders, or between partners themselves. I never seen that amongst partners and jealousy. No, I never see that. Comments or messages from others, especially those from people with romantic or flirtatious intentions, can strain trust. I mean, that only happens if the person allows it. So if someone says, damn, girl, you look good in this dress, and it's a dude, the chick should tell the dude, hey, lo, you can't talk to me like that on the page. My man does watch my page, and I am respectful of him. That's what she should be saying, and then vice versa. So that doesn't happen. That right there doesn't really happen unless one allows it to happen. So let's keep going. External opinions, right? Online sharing opens the door to unsolicited advice. This is what we call bad advice from miserable people, right? Gotta watch who you listen to, because not everybody wants to see you and your spouse happy. They don't. People really do want you to be miserable with them. So be careful what advice you take, okay? So opinions or criticism. Friends, family, or strangers might feel entitled to commitment on your relationship, which can lead to unwanted pressure or judgment, especially if the relationship faces challenges. Okay. Next, you got misinterpretation. So it's easy, to post to be misinterpreted without context. What seems like an innocent picture or a status update could be taken the wrong way by others, creating misunderstandings or drama, especially in the case of contentious events. Then you got relationship stress. Sharing too much can add stress to the relationship, especially if disagreements or conflicts arise and are aired publicly. Couples may feel compelled to act a certain way or hide issues to protect their online image, right? Basically, back to what I said, the second thing I said, pressure to maintain appearance. And this could undermine the connection in the long run. Okay, now you got potential for overexposure. Some couples might inadvertently overexpose themselves or their personal lives by sharing moments online, leading to a lack of personal space or time alone. Overexposing can lead to burnout, frustration from being constantly scrutinized by others. This ties back to privacy invasion, Then last, impact on future privacy. Once something is shared online, it can be hard to completely erase it, okay? Posts, photos, videos may remain on the internet long after the relationship has, ended, potentially impacting both individuals' future privacy and our reputation, right? So, that being said, I'm gonna give y'all some tips for navigating these relationship sharing online, things. So, first one, you might want to grab a pen and paper, okay? Grab a pen and paper. I'll wait. Okay, got your pen and paper? Okay, here we go. One, set boundaries, okay? Discuss with your partner what you both are comfortable with sharing and where to draw the line between private and public life. I cannot stress that enough. Please communicate with your partner, okay? Please do about this. Hey, what can you share publicly? Hey, what you can't share publicly. That's important, okay? Number two, quality over quantity. Instead of sharing every dang on moment, just show key highlights, right? That feel meaningful to the both of you. Not everybody has to go together. Y'all fell asleep together. Y'all motherfucking eat food together. No, just share the key moments that mean a lot. That mean a lot to the both of you all, okay? Do that, all right? Third, respect your partner's comfort zone, okay? Be aware of your partner's feelings, all right, about online sharing and never pressure them into posting something they are uncomfortable with. Guys, stop trying to make your girl post you every single freaking time. Does it really matter? Ladies, stop trying to make your dude change his statuses about what he feel like all the time, because it's not always pertaining to you. Okay? Next, avoid conflict posting, please. Avoid posting about relationship struggles or disagreements. Please don't post that. Keep that to yourselves. Okay? Because I guarantee you, the minute you post, y'all are at odds, that girl or that dude that been warning you, gonna add fuel to the fire. I'm serious. Avoid conflict posting, okay? Last, keep the focus on positivity. Share uplifting and supportive content that celebrates your bond rather than seeking external validation. Oh my gosh. It's like everybody wants validation for the things that they do. You get that. Don't seek it. It'll come, right? It will come, Just have open communication with your partner about boundaries and expectations, and that can help navigate this modern aspect of relationships in a balanced way, okay? But that's my show for today. It's your host, Trillionaire Chuck, saying always remember to love yourself and each other.